You the man. Appreciate you for clicking on the video. First, if you just care for the build and don't want to hear me yap, the video is timestamped and the dim links are in the description. So, on the Titan video I got a lot of comments from you guys getting motivated, funny ones, and to comments that cooked me. But you guys have a point. So yeah, the total damage at the end is depending on how well your fire team performs. With that being said, everybody knows Hunter are at a very good spot right now, but I've noticed that the past couple of weeks a lot of people dislike Titans at the witness encounter. I've seen people getting gatekeeped or kicked for just being a Titan, so I hope I motivated some Titan mains to try the setup and practice with it. It's probably a new fresh air than the next, oh my god, you don't believe this melee Titan build. And lastly, what happened to Shame? I cannot stop you from commenting whatever you want. I know I also have some brain rot, but please. Okay, now for the builds. Make sure you are running 2 loadouts. For the pre-DPS loadout, I'm running Twilight Arsenal. It's one source of weakening that we can apply on the witness. For the aspect, I'm running Knockout and Consecration. So we have that really big powered melee and some survivability with Knockout. For the fragments, I'm running Facet of Grace, Facet of Dawn, Facet of Protection, Facet of Dominance, and Facet of Courage. The reason for Grace is it helps us to generate a little bit more of Transcendence energy. With Dawn, it gives us Radiant when we are hitting the boss with the melee. Protection just keeps us a little bit more alive. With Dominance, it's another source of weakening. And Courage just increases our ability damage by a little bit if one of your teammates are applying a Darkness debuff. For the abilities, I'm running the Thrusters. I'm running Strafe Lift, Frenzied Blade, and Pulse Grenade. The reason for Thrusters is it has the lowest cooldown of all of 3 of them, and it gives us a little bit more mobility. For Frenzied Blade, it enables us to have 3 concentration attacks, and it's also a darkness source for our Transcendence. And the Pulse Grenade is just for damage and light damage source for our Transcendence. You can swap the grenade out for anything else if you want. For the weapons, I am running Still Hunt and Apex. Still Hunt is pretty much like the best, one of the best exotics in the game right now. For the Apex, I'm running one with Explosive Light, with Handling, Masterwork, and Quick Launch, and Impact Casing, and of course Reconstruction. For the kinetic slot, I'm running the Kinetic Hand Cannon Midnight Coupe with Explosive Payload and One for All. The reason is because with a hand cannon and explosive payload on it, you are able to kill the crystals at the witness test with only 1 bullet, instead of having to shoot them with 2 or 3 bullets. For this exotic armor, we are choosing Hazardous Propulsion. This thing is a hidden gem. So pretty much what this exotic does is it loads randomly Exodus missiles based on your kills or precision hits. And if you hit an enemy with those missiles, it buffs your rocket damage by up to 35%. This buff doesn't double stack with Radiant, so only the highest buff will get applied. Each loaded missile will deal 27,447 damage to witness. We can load this thing up to 6 times, so we are dealing up to 164,682 with 1 full charge. You can fully charge this exotic twice in 1 witness DPS phase, so we are dealing 329,364 in only 1 phase. And that's not counting the damage buff to our rockets. So this exotic is really good for witness. Now for the armor mods, on my helmet I'm running 1 heavy ammo finder, 1 heavy scout, and a kinetic siphon. So we have 1 source of generating orbs of power and some heavy ammo bricks for us and our teammates. On the gloves, I'm running heavy-handed and kinetic loader. It's the second source of orbs of power, and just a little bit more reload speed for our hand cannon. On the chest piece, I'm running double solar resistance and 1 arc resistance. The reason for the arc resistance is just so we have a little bit more survivabilities against the creeps, and the double solar resistance is just to keep the solar damage consistent for me. On my boots, I'm running recuperation, stacks on stacks, and solar scavenger. The reason for stacks on stacks is so instead of 3 orbs of power, we only need to pick up 2 orbs of power to get max stacks. And we are also running on the class item special finisher, Reaper, and powerful attraction. This is Reaper as our third source of orbs of power, and special finisher just enables us to generate more special ammo for us and our team. Now for the DPS loadout, all I have changed is pretty much only the melee and the grenades on the subclass, because if you touch the aspects, fragments, or super, we will lose all the transcendence energy and all the super energy. So make sure you do not change the aspects, fragments, or the super. For the melee, I chose the shield throw because it's the only viable melee ability that enables us to proc Facet of Dawn. Future me here. I forgot to explain that if you swap to the second loadout when you are about to enter DPS, you will lose your melee and grenade energy. But if you pop Transcendence right after switching loadouts, you get them back. And I'm running the suppressor grenade because it's the only void grenade we have to proc the weakening effect on the witness with Facet of Dominance. The only change for the weapons is pretty much only in the kinetic slot. It's the Vulpecula. The reason why I'm running Vulpecula is so I have a hand cannon with explosive payload and shoot to loot. It helps me to grab ammo on the side. On my armor, on my helmet, I'm running Radiant Light, Solar Targeting, Powerful Friends. Let's make sure that I'm helping my teammates having a little bit more armor charges, and so their weapon surges are online. And Solar Targeting, it helps me to aim down sight a little bit quicker. On my gloves, I'm running Solar Loader and Solar Dexterity. Just helps me to swap the weapons a little bit faster and reload them a little bit faster. It makes everything a little bit more smooth. On my chest piece, I'm running double solar resistance and 1 concussive dampener. It helps me to survive the laser attacks from the witness. On the boots, pretty simple, triple solar weapon surges. I do not run the solar holster one because you should only run it if you're on hunter. So on our class, I'm running 2 time dilation and 1 powerful attraction. The reason is just to make sure that the armor charges last a little bit longer, and the powerful attraction just helps to collect those orbs that my team is generating, so I can get radiant. So for the artifact, make sure the important one is radiant orbs, because if you pick up an orb of power, it makes you radiant. Maybe even shield crush, because if you're radiant, your grenade will deal 25% more damage. And you can choose between expanding abyss or transference. For me personally, I prefer expanding abyss, so my super deals a little bit more damage, and my shield throw will also deal a little bit more damage. So that's pretty much the Titan build. Just here, just a quick look. This is also what I'm running for the fashion. Just pretty simple. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it.